All right. So we open on a small ship in the middle of the green sea. There are 5 strangers who are all sitting in different places on the boat. On a boat. And it's quiet, apart from the sounds of the water. The captain is an old wizard sitting in a crow's nest about 10 feet off the deck, which is the only feature of the vessel. There are no sails or oars or rudders, but the ship is moving quickly as the captain sits pensively at his perch, focused on the water. Each of you sit patiently, but also nervously. All of the other passengers look different from you, and you are unsure of where they are going. Your only understanding is that you received a letter, then boarded a ship that has now traveled quickly around the sea, picking up the other passengers from islands you've never heard of. After a long while of silent travel, you start to see the outline of a landmass in the distance. As it gets closer and closer, you see a large coastal city come into clearer view. The captain says gruffly under his breath, "Bolting into Glasswind. Last stop before Ozport." The ship slows as it approaches the dock. You see the outline of a man wearing a helmet standing on the dock. But as the ship gets closer and closer, you see he is red, and it's actually horns coming out of his head. You see some fishermen glaring and whispering about him from afar, but the captain is unfazed as he calls out to him. "What is Calafley, I take it?"
Dude, I'm so nervous. Yes.
"Well, make haste. Welcome aboard, you handsome traveler."
Thank you.
As Whitaker gets settled in, the captain climbs back up to the crow's nest, and without even moving a finger, the ship undocks and begins moving quickly back to the open sea. After a long period of silence, the captain speaks from the crow's nest without taking his eyes off the water. "So, finally, the gang's all here. Who knows why Bodynock summoned the 5 of ye together, but he rarely acts without purpose. We've got a ways to go before Ozport. I just want to get to know each other. Say, Orc, what's your story?"
Well, it's not exactly a story. Not specifically anything. I'm kind of, well, I've got it written down actually.
He
pulls out a book. He pulls out a book. No.
No, you don't have to read yours.
No, this is part of the character. Yeah. This isn't it. That wasn't a bit. Well, clearly I've goofed my accent a little bit too. So it's not exactly what. Well, let's just start from the beginning. So I'm from, well, the place that I'm from has a lot of names, but where I'm from, as far as I know, it's called the Savage Place. It's a pretty wild place. We've got tectonic plates, volcanoes, big eagles, everything.
Sure.
And honestly, all I really know is that I grew up there. I've been living on my own. I've got a lot of books that I think my parents left me, but I don't really understand what life has been other than this island, and transparently, I don't know how this letter got to me. But I'm here, and y'all are here. That's all I really know. I'm sure there's more to it, but for now, that's really all I've got.
I love that Grog is from New Zealand. It's amazing. Shapes. I do love New Zealand is savage place. Did you give you a name, Orc? Perhaps I didn't hear you.
Yeah. So nobody named me, but at least not like I believe you were. But there was a bag that said Grog on it, and it had a bottle in it. I'm transparently, I don't really know, but I've always gone by Grog.
I look Grog up and down. What does he look like?
Roll for perception.
I mean, do you want
I
me
don't know.
to explain? I can explain. Yeah.
Remind
Um,
us.
Yeah, and this is so Grog is. I'm not gonna explain myself in my accent because that doesn't make sense.
you
That
don't.
would
Grog.
You can
So
explain.
Grog is about my
What
height,
should
so
you explain?
6'5" ish.
Okay.
Kind of wiry. Half orcs have really exaggerated features. I would say his are especially exaggerated.
Okay.
Clearly harshed by the landscape that he's lived in. Definitely very muscular. One notable feature is he has 3 scars running down the center of his face, 2 running from the bottom of his eye down, and then 1 running straight from his forehead through his nose. His nose is pretty grotesque because of that, but clearly from when he was younger.
Okay.
Healed scar.
Red hair running down his forehead, long into the middle of his back.
Oh wow.
Let's see.
Write that down.
That's cool.
Well, I'll say sharp, but bolder shoulders.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's a good description.
It's like pure sex.
Yeah, sure.
Might I just say, I think your scars are mighty badass.
What was that? What was that? Oh, forgive me.
Down here, sir. I was forgiven. Lots of people overlook me. It's just a hard earned up my height. Oh, and here I am talking. How did I even introduce myself? Yeah. My name is Quavo Timbers. It's a genuine pleasure to meet 4 other genuine adventures. And you, sir, you are Captain. A pleasure to meet you as well. Oh, the stories and wisdom that this man must have.
Oh, well, aren't you quite the exuberant little fella? Aren't you quite the exuberant little fella? Oi, what about you, Tiefling? Your name? That's about it.
Guess I should decide now if I want to do an accent the whole time.
This is it.
I hadn't decided. I hadn't thought
You
about
can
it.
change if you come up with one on another point.
Wait a second. What about you, little man? What's your deal?
Yeah. You're,
I got you, bro.
You'd be forgiven for mistaking me as a little man, but in fact I'm a gnome. I've been. I come from a distant land. You've probably never heard of it. But it's an underwater island. It's made by gnomes for gnomes. And once I grew to the ripe old age of 18, I, the oldest of 7, set out to make the world a better place. I hope I can do that with this Body Knocks letter.
It's very touching.
It's quite the touching story indeed. And you, dwarf, you're rather quiet, aren't you?
Just waiting my turn. Not trying to speak over anybody else. That was a bit New Zealand.
We'll settle in.
Hello all. I'm Gobi Longwater. I'm a dwarf, a mountain dwarf to be precise, from the island of Findaren. Findaren's pretty far away from here over the water. Hence the last name Longwater. You see us dwarfs, whenever we reach a ripe age of 50, young man like myself, we give ourselves a surname. And I chose Longwater. Yeah. I'm out here just trying to...
I lean over to Quavo and say, sounds like he's compensating for something.
Very long water. Longer than you've ever seen before, the longest water.
Quavo always appreciates a good joke.
Yeah, it feels really easy to dip into Australian.
I mean,
It was
whatever,
natural.
man.
Is it cool for
Yeah, I
like
don't
from nearby islands?
Yeah.
I think it kind of makes sense.
Okay, I'll stick where I'll stay in my slot right now. It's somewhere between the
Stay in your
two.
lane.
Yeah, I'm a student from Garland Olseman's Arcane Academy for the practice of transmutation magic in Findarin. Or Garlands for short. So just Garlands. I'm a Garland student. But before we get to go down into the deep, rich mine shafts of Findarin, we have to go and get some, what you might call work experience. So that's what brought me here. Leapt at the opportunity.
You must be incredibly smart.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
wanting to go to school.
I'm a very intelligent, but not a very wise dwarf.
Yeah, you seem a
Or
little bit
charismatic.
hasty. You seem a little bit hasty, but pretty smart guy.
I'd say so. I'm
Very
a
cool.
dexterous guy.
Yeah, very
I'd
cool.
say.
Very cool.
Very dexterous.
You look a little bit on the weaker side too. No.
No.
Okay. Skinny for a dwarf, at least from
I
what
bet.
I've seen.
I bet. He's I don't know, pretty standard dwarf. I guess he is on the skinnier side. He doesn't have the big full beard because dwarves get like a couple hundred years old. So a 50-year-old dwarf actually is like an adolescent dwarf. So he's like
He's a young
a
man.
bushier beard, kind of like yours.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks
Not
for,
super, like,
thanks,
full-
thanks for
Yeah.
noticing.
Not very
Oh wait, what's up?
like a little pussy beard.
Yeah, like if a kid was trying to grow a beard.
Like a
That
big
what
beard.
that's what's that? What's on yours?
Yeah. I tried to grow mine out to about this size. We can say it's about this size. But yeah, he is wearing the headgear that I'm currently wearing.
Okay.
Does he ever take it off?
He could. It wouldn't kill him, but he likely won't. And he's wearing like a kind of, for everything else looking very minory, his shirt is very kind of clean and almost silvery, which is a part of his school. But besides that, he looks like a miner. But he's carrying like a little book like this as well. So that's Gooby.
As you're talking amongst yourselves, you notice the sky up ahead in the direction that you're heading is getting a little bit darker, and the captain says, "We've got darkness up ahead. Nothing I haven't seen before, but just buckle up, travelers. Keep talking. We'll be there when we get there." Oh, well.
So what about you, devil
I'm
man?
looking right ahead.
Oh gosh. So, do I need to? How should we? No. So okay, I'm just talking about myself. Okay. Alright, well, since we're all doing accents, I guess I better talk like this. My name's Whittaker Lawfully. And to be honest, I haven't talked to many people in the last couple of months. In fact, this is probably the biggest group I've ever been around in one sitting. I tend to keep to myself. I'm from the island of Lethen. As you just saw, it's where you picked me up. As far as my backstory, well, it's a bit curious to most, to be honest. I mean, when most people look at me, they don't care about where I come from. It's more of a fear, so I'm not used to having this kind of a conversation, but well, if you ask and we're all stuck on a boat, I might as well tell you, but I live
To
in...
be clear, I'm scared. I've never seen a human with horns.
A tiefling is what you could call me. That's the proper...
Tiefling.
That's the proper term, but most
Okay.
people call me devil or
It means he's got little teeth.
something like tiefling. That's actually quite good, I'm not gonna lie, I've never heard that one before. But I live in a hut outside of a small village in Lethen. Lethen is an island that it's quite big, but it's primarily fields and agricultural. I found myself there when I was just a wee boy. I didn't know my parents very well at all. They vanished when I was about 6. And I stayed basically just outside the village that I call home now until today. I'm primarily religious, which is not common for people of my kind. And I keep to myself. I guess I'll now just do more descriptive stuff. He's red. He's red.
I don't see
Like
color.
red. Whoa,
His
man.
skin is red.
Like red.
Yeah. But like more like a muted red, kind of like a darker. Yeah, not shiny skin or anything that. Just more muted, like regular skin texture of red. He's got light brown, like bone colored horns that go from his forehead up and sort of back behind him. They're only, I don't know, about back to here. They're not terribly long because he's only I guess, I was going to say he's 18. I'll say he's 25. 25 years old. His hair is black. It starts black and it fades to a subtle purple down at the back. The most off-putting thing about him is that his eyes are solid black. He has no visible pupils. I have a little bit of a beard coming in, just a tiny bit, and some stubble. I'm about 5'10", not a huge guy, and I'm wearing primarily, I've got on a coat, like a heavy coat that looks like almost like a barn type coat, and just some kind of lighter garments underneath. You can tell I'm definitely like a bit more grizzled, have been outside a lot, and some tattered boots, stuff like that.
Might I just say, Whittaker, if this is the most people you've ever been around, I think I consider you mighty brave.
Alright then.
That's very kind
I don't
of
really
you,
know.
Gnome.
It's not that brave. I mean, I'm around a lot of people for the first time too. I didn't say anything.
All
about
right, Orc, we're all friends here, all right? We're a
All
team.
right.
You're
All
a
right.
team.
All right. Who's this other guy?
He's
don't
funny,
know.
whoever he is.
You look over and you see this human wearing like flowing. He's got like really baggy, like flowing pants. He's got long hair and it's like blowing in the wind, the breeze of the ship.
Coachella.
His skin is like golden tan.
Ooh.
Like he's seen a lot of sun. He's been outside a lot. His eyes are like this piercing misty gray. It's like
Whoa.
it's like almost like foggy.
Okay.
And he's sitting there like he's got like a lot of like flashy like jewelry and things too, like big gem rings and gold like earrings and things like that. And he's sitting there swishing around a teacup that he's holding on like a little saucer, and he's just looking down into it, kind of like he's listening, he's taking it, and you can tell he's invested, but he's like just kind of looking down, takes a swig, and he looks down into it, chuckles to himself, and sets it down beside him and says, "Name's Ezekiel. Ezekiel Plenty.
Oh boy.
From the Isle of Caravas. Home to the Caravasi augurs. For those of you who haven't heard of us, my people, we're oracles of sorts. You may know us as fortune tellers. You people come all over the world to hear our fortunes. They come and seek to speak with loved ones they've lost. You see, it's an ancestral ability, a power within my people to be able to commune with the dead. And it's a power that we Caravasi do not take lightly. I've recently departed Caravas for personal reasons.
Likely story.
Hey man, are you good?
I'll be good.
All right.
But
As you say,
I've been around, and I've seen some.
as he says that, the wizard or the captain kind of peers down below, and he briefly breaks concentration from the water, and then he shakes himself off and he just keeps going on.
Do we feel like the wind stop at all?
Yeah, briefly you feel the boat come to like a slow halt, and you kind of look around.
It's kind of like the
And
plane
then-
train. We all go,
And then,
whoa!
yeah. And then the captain goes, he shakes himself off, and then just continues on.
I glance up at him out of the corner of my eyes, and then glance back to everybody else and say, I spend my days mostly now traveling, AXO, seeing various taverns, performing my mystic arts for food, lodging, gold, hookers, whatever I can get. And and I got this letter, and I'm here like the rest of you
And
on what appears to be a long journey. As he looks into his teacup again.
as everybody's laughing and having fun, getting to know each other,
A real knee slapper.
the sky is now noticeably very dark, and the waves are now like very choppy to the point to where you guys are having to like hold on to the edge of the ship because it's a small. Oh, whoops! I'm gonna do this.
An entire boat I made.
Do we need to? Perfect.
Yeah, that's fine. Put your little guys they're kind of dispersed
Strewn
throughout,
about the cabin.
All I know is that I'm
They're not
sitting
really,
next
like-
to Quavo.
Yeah.
I'm leaned against the barrels.
Talking distance, I guess.
And then
I can't really see the lines.
I'm the
Hopefully I'm
white
in
guy.
a square.
Sorry, I'm a white guy.
The only orc. No, I'm a white orc.
we'll call this the crow's nest, but all this stuff isn't here. It's just
A flat deck.
a flat deck crow's nest.
Got it.
And the ship's moving like pretty quickly.
Hell yeah.
So you're all
Wait, is there like a helm? Is there a steering wheel at all on this thing?
no steering wheel.
Okay, yeah.
No.
And there's no
That's
sails.
so dope.
There's nothing. There's just there's nothing. He's a wizard.
He's a wizard guy.
Sitting just on the crow's nest.
This guy is sick. This is my favorite character ever.
Yeah, honestly, our
He's
characters
coming with
suck,
us.
and his character is
Can
awesome.
I play him?
We start over.
I'll be that guy.
So, sky is dark, waves are super choppy. You guys are having to hold on to the side of the deck. And I need everybody to make a constitution roll.
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
thank God. We all matched that, right? Saving throw?
Is this a constitution save?
Yeah. What do you...
It's like, basically, if our survival or well-being hinges on this, then you'd be like, this is a safe.
It's like something unintentional that we're doing.
Yeah,
After
A
your
check
roll,
is
plus
like
two.
we're trying to do something. A
But we're
save
saying-
is like
listening.
something is happening to us.
Yeah, so it's a save. So, wait, and then
Which
how
one
do
do
I
I roll?
know if...
D20.
So
This will be
you'll have
most
a
roll die.
DC that we have to beat,
Okay,
and
right.
you
Okay.
can really
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
just make that up
It might
based on
even
what we
be
roll
higher
and not tell
because
us. It
this
doesn't
is a
matter.
saving
Okay,
throw.
that,
So
yeah.
it's
Then
not
that
back
is...
down.
Okay, that's what we're doing.
Is that
So,
yeah,
whatever
so it's
we roll.
actually At this one, it'll either be the same.
Ezekiel got a 17.
17?
13.
So you'll add your Constitution save, which
Yeah.
you're proficient in. So yeah, plus 4.
Okay, so I rolled 9.
9?
11.
16.
16?
16.
Alright, so everybody is good except for Quavo, who's now
Oh.
seasick.
No!
And he subtracts 1 HP until you're back on land.
Holy
Oh.
Subtract 1 HP until you're back on
I
land.
think I'm gonna.
Like every minute.
Oh,
No, just one. Yeah.
Did you say every wave?
Every time it hits.
I think Quavo's dying.
Might as well throw him overboard.
Slowly dying.
So everyone's kind of like, whoa, hanging on, like, whoa.
Yeah, yeah.
Quavo's like, and
Sorry, Quavo, can you describe how you're throwing up?
yeah.
yeah. It's like normal throw, but a little bit more high pitched. Like,
I love it.
I told him not to eat as
but he
many
made it
chips
over. Can I
as
roll to
biscuits.
see if I made it over the ship?
Made it over the ship.
Yeah,
Yes.
Damn it!
No way.
You
There's
throw up a
no
little
way.
bit in your boots.
Oh.
And so you're now like, it's not like completely, it's like kind of on the deck, but then you got a little bit in your shoes.
Hang about with us.
Yeah.
Great.
And then, yeah, you guys kind of inch away from Quavo.
No, you knocked me over.
Sorry.
I stay right next to him.
Yeah.
Ezekiel's used to
I
this.
watch.
Let the boy watch.
This is data.
So the captain is also kind of like, whoa, he's gripping, but he's like still focused on the water. And then all of a sudden, on the starboard side of the ship, which is that's the right side, right?
That is right.
Yes,
Yeah. Starboard side of the ship, you see a brief disturbance in the water.
Oh.
And then it disappears. And then suddenly you feel a large thump from under the ship,
Oh my
causing
god.
the captain to fly out of the crow's nest,
No.
land on the deck.
He
He lands partially on the deck, and he is now unconscious.
Oh my god.
He has been knocked out, and you feel the boat slowly come to a stop.
Good thing we don't have these things.
Oh.
Just as the boat stops moving, you catch sight of the disturbance. A giant octopus is now circling the ship inquisitively. Now roll for initiative.
Alright. Not best.
My initiative is -1.
All right, what do we got?
Wait,
I got
Looking at the top of
9.
your sheet, this time.
So initiative will just be
It's plus
it'll be your dexterity
Dex,
modifier.
yeah.
So mine is -1. So, it's
So,
9 is mine.
You got 9,
6.
6,
Damn, we're going right at the
9.
12.
Freaking go.
I like seeing what the octopus
12.
does first.
Yep.
Do we want to? Well, never mind.
11.
You wait. What'd you get?
12.
12, 11, 9, 8. Okay. And then Mitch, you got
6. A brave 6.
Brave 6.
So brave.
All right.
A stout 6.
So we start with the.
Dude.
Let's say actually he's on this side.
Oh,
of
that's a
it.
big one.
He's,
Port.
he's circling.
Port
Yeah,
side.
port side.
Hard to port.
So he's circling, and he
On the
It's
throw
just-
outside.
kind of inquisitively comes up and with some of his tentacles. So he's about probably the size of the ship.
Cool.
With some of his tentacles, he's not aggressive, but his tentacles are starting to like come up the side of the ship, and he's like just feeling it out.
Charisma.
And then his turn ends, and so we go to Grog.
So first off, I'm gonna describe the way that Grog's face looks right now. His pale eyes, his white eyes that I might have forgot to describe, are even wider. He's clearly on the edge of being seasick, but is not sick because he saw everyone else kind of make fun of Quavo and he's insecure. So he's a little bit scared. He sees the animal. He's not really frightened by it. I think for my turn, I'm going to. Oh, I'm gonna cure wounds on the captain.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Great call.
So you see the captain. He kind of he stirs. He briefly opens his eyes, and then they shut again.
Quick here, Winjin. Wake up.
How much does he heal for?
Yeah. What is that?
I feel like I'm gonna have to look it up every time, but it's 1d8 plus spellcasting.
So wisdom, so I'll roll a d8. 7.
He heals for 7.
Yeah.
That's like almost all my health.
I know. I'm like, damn, this guy is weak if 7 isn't getting him up.
Yeah.
Oh, is your turn?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, my bad. I'm gonna move away from the edge of the boat.
Which one are you?
The white one. I'm just gonna move to the other side of the boat.
Nice. Oh, that's
It's moving again. Oh god.
Grab me.
It's probably gonna fall. Yeah.
Just so we know what combat is.
yeah.
Maybe.
11.
So, in combat, we enter turn-based mode, and you, on your turn, are able to move up to your movement speed, which each of these squares is 5.
Which I'll be loose with.
Yeah, sure.
I'm more. Yeah, I don't really care that much about that.
You can move, and then you can take an action, a bonus action, and a reaction. Those are the 3 options you have for your turn. You can do all 3 of those within a round. So an action that you take on your turn would be like, a lot of your spells will either say action, bonus action, whatever they cost. Like making a weapon attack would be an action. And then bonus action, there's a bunch of different like small things that you can do as bonus actions that you get from your class and things like that. A reaction is something that's like triggered, not on your turn. So like an opportunity attack is the common one. Like if an enemy leaves your melee range, you can take an opportunity attack as your reaction for the round and hit them with your weapon.
I have some things that aren't like that. Like it wouldn't even be on my turn, but I can react to something else happening to somebody. So it's just unique to you, for sure.
Yeah, you just basically need to know like when you can use certain stuff in combat.
They'll all have descriptions.
Yeah, every spell will say this costs an action or a reaction or like what triggers it.
Which I'm gonna end my turn with shillelaghing my weapon. I grog. I wield my
I yield.
I have a great club, and y'all notice that it has a lot of etchings on it, and it is like strange colors up and down the staff. It's rather large for a great club, and I begin muttering over it and kind of move my hand over the staff as it begins to like glow subtly.
Hell yes.
And then
Grog is so tight.
that's all I'm doing.
Then we can go to Whitaker.
Okay, I'm gonna need some. So, who's on the outside of the boat?
This is me.
Us.
Quavo.
Okay.
Ezekiel.
Quavo and Ezekiel.
Oh, and that's the captain.
Right, yeah.
The unconscious.
So could I
Healthy but unconscious.
run over there
But
and grab Quavo and the captain and pull them back to the other side of the boat?
Great.
Okay.
you do the red one.
Yeah.
Pace.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you
Quavos are teeniest, tiniest.
I watch you pull them away from me.
Yeah.
I just think you can fend for yourself.
You're like,
Those are
tentacle wrapping around your neck.
We're back here.
Okay, and then so one of
Thank you.
my cantrips is Sacred Flame,
Hmm.
and I want to try and cast it on the octopus. So I don't know what the rule is for that for me.
What is it? Here, you.
It's one. So target must succeed on a dex saving throw or take 1d8 of radiant damage.
So the dex saving throw that needs to reach. Do you have your character sheet?
I haven't filled
It
that.
should be.
I think it's like
The range is 60 feet. Wait, what's your question? Oh, dex saving throw.
What's a cleric cast with? Charisma?
It's wisdom.
Wisdom? Okay, then it's gonna be.
I think it's
He's
10
got
plus
plus-
wisdom plus proficiency is your DC.
So it should be 14. So you need to roll.
I need to roll.
14
Yeah.
dexterity. Or
But
higher for the
Sorry, it's not 10. It's 8 plus proficiency plus wisdom modifier.
12.
12.
Does that make sense?
Okay.
I know my proficiency is +2, and then wisdom modifier is +2.
So
which is how you
whenever-
got to the 12, but the D8 is just for the spell itself.
The D8
That's
is the
the
damage.
damage.
On a spell like this,
Oh,
he
to
has to make a
save
saving throw
himself.
against it, and he has to beat your spell save, which is 8 plus proficiency plus spellcasting.
So I needed to beat 12.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I did beat 12.
So it's like some spells will be like on a success you still deal half damage, but I don't
Not
think
this
this
one.
one
I did
does.
not.
Not
I
this
mean,
one. So-
I did.
Moves the dice.
How much
So-
damage does it do again? Oh.
I didn't
He's
take
good.
that.
Actually.
It was more.
Yeah.
cool. Good to know for later.
Yeah, does that still
think
do
that's all I
anything?
need.
No.
Okay, cool. Do you end your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. We move to Ezekiel.
Ezekiel looks around. He was looking at the octopus, turns around and realizes he's alone. It's him between the octopus
What
and the rest
exactly
of
do
the
you
party.
think you're doing over there?
You got it!
He knows
Give a mail.
deep down within himself that his armor class and health are both pretty low.
What?
What does that mean?
But he waves his hands over his head like this. And you start to see like this like mist conjure above him. And he launches his hands out towards the octopus, and this mist kind of like descends down on the octopus and surrounds it and begins to glow. And so the octopus is like emitting this like glowing light that you can all see, and it's casting this dim light for 10 feet. So he's like glowing for all of you guys, and you can tell that I'm concentrating on this this fog around him, this glowing fog, and so he has to make a dex save.
The octopus?
Yes.
Okay. I have to get more than what? I rolled 11 plus 1, 12.
You do not succeed.
Hey!
So 13 is my save. So all of you see this fog begin to glow, and now you all have advantage on attack rolls against the creature.
Let's freaking go.
So if you make an attack roll against it, you roll 2 d20s instead of 1, and you take the higher one.
Nice. And as you do that, as the mist kind of and the glow come down on the octopus clearly seems like flustered and like just very kind of gently retreats a little bit, as if it's like, what the hell is going on?
And then
Does the octopus say anything?
No, the octopus
What the hell is that mean?
What the hell was that?
Why am I glowing?
I hate you guys.
What did you do to me?
Why didn't anyone ask my name? I thought we were doing it.
Could be a good luck octopus.
having so much
The good octopus?
The good luctopus? We didn't. They are common in these waters.
That's true. You didn't.
Is it too late
In the
for us
green
to
sea.
free
You
the
didn't stop to think
octopus
about
along
that.
the
with
good octopus in the green sea. I then, like after the fog takes root on him, I like push away and like as the ship is rocking, stumble over to where the captain was standing, like his crow's nest thing, just to kind of get elevated, get above.
So you climb up to the crow's nest?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, and then
Baby.
yeah, I climb up to where the captain
baby.
was, and I stand there looking down on
I
you
am the
guys,
captain.
There it is.
and I
Declare.
Wind blowing in your hair again. Oh my god.
I begin to speak.
Oh.
And I'm directing it at my friend Quavo. I speak towards Quavo, like looking him in the eyes, but it doesn't feel like my voice. It's like empowered. It's almost like so Ezekiel is contacting a spirit from another world, and he's drawing, or like a dead person, a historical figure, and he's drawing on their
Abraham Lincoln or something.
Yeah, exactly. He's drawing on their words
One of the presidents.
to inspire you in battle.
Holy hell.
And so he says, "Go placidly amid the noise and the haste, and remember what peace there may be in silence. Avoid loud and aggressive persons. They are vexations to the spirit."
Oh.
And you feel inspired by that and receive a bardic inspiration.
A guitar
Which
riff plays.
effectively is advantage, right?
Yeah, so basically with bardic advantage now, you on the next, you can choose to use your bardic inspiration dice, which is a 1d6, and you can add it to a roll, a save, or a check. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you attack, you can add a 1d6 to it.
Jack, can't wait to be inspired all the time.
Does that end your turn, Ezekiel?
That does end my turn.
Okay, so then we do go to Quavo.
Inspiration. I can add a d6.
Yeah, so any roll that you make, you can add 1d6 to it. And you can do it after you roll. Like if you don't like the result and
Gotcha.
need some more.
Awesome. That's good enough. Okay. Quick meta. Should we fight this octopus? Like, what are we thinking? Well, like,
I don't know.
what's the
No
quick
metagaming.
In character, I'd just say on a boat and I got attacked by an octopus. Everybody else seemed to try to do something, so I'm gonna try to do something
You know,
without having a moment where I'm like, can the octopus be reasoned with?
Yeah, I don't think Ezekiel is trying to reason with it, but
yeah.
that doesn't mean
And
you
he knocked
shouldn't
out
as
our captain.
Quavo.
He knocked out our captain, which to me means like we need the captain more than we need the octopus.
Right. My thing is this, guys.
Great. Yeah.
He's not being very aggressive. You know?
It is starting to kind of like the tentacles are. No. It's not. It's
aggressive.
It's still just kind of like putting its tentacles on the side of the ship, and it's like coming over a little bit, but not too much.
I just told you to avoid aggressive persons.
It raises a bow and arrow and draws it back, aiming directly at Quavo.
It's conjuring a cloud.
It's a learning octopus.
Jesus Christ, this thing's good.
So should we attack it? Should I attack it?
I just
It's up to you. It's up to Quavo.
Up to you.
What would Quavo
I don't
do?
Well, that dice would empower you to reason it too if you wanted to. Like it's whatever you want to do with it. Don't let
To
my
be
bardic
clear-
inspiration.
I took a defensive measure just in case. But I'm down. As Grog notices that Quavo's hesitant. I mean, if you want to, I'd be down. Animals are kind of my
We
thing,
can
and
team
I'm
up
down to
against
kill this thing. I love killing animals. That's canon.
weird
That's canon.
druid.
That's
It's a
canon.
really weird druid.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, in Druidic.
I just don't
Kill
know.
all animals.
I don't know what else I would do. So, Quavo moves his hand away from his mouth, takes out his hatchet, throws it up in like a little bit above his hand to do a little spin thing,
Oh yeah.
one full rotation,
Hell yeah.
and then charges and jumps off for a lunging strike.
Oh my
at the
god.
octopus.
Yes,
What do you, and what's, is that psychic damage? I like
Absolutely.
I like this good.
Yeah, and Grog is like, not exactly what I meant, but all right. I like this guy's style. I like this little man's style.
I'm like, I just inspired this guy, and this is what he's doing with it.
Yeah. He was really inspired.
Are you rolling for attack?
Yeah.
Oh.
Feel awfully-
Oh,
I feel
wow.
awfully
Oh,
inspired right
Oh
now.
yeah.
What are you
Quavo
hitting him
feels his
with?
friends are threatened.
So you get advantage too.
Yeah. What's the?
So you get to roll two d20s.
Yeah, you're kind of
You're
cracked
stacked
right now.
now. You're stacked.
Quavo's kind of loaded.
Okay. So 2 d20s.
Two
And
d20s.
whichever the highest is.
Okay. 17.
I mean,
Pretty good.
oh.
All right.
So
Power
those
roller.
hit.
And then, so to hit with a weapon, you either add your strength or dexterity based on the weapon and your proficiency.
Okay. It's a hatchet. How would I?
So if you're doing like a melee attack, it's going to be strength unless it's a finesse weapon.
Cool. So then plus
Like a martial weapon.
Martial weapons are strength, unless it's like a dagger or a rapier or something that it has like the finesse tag. You can use dexterity instead.
So
So I rolled.
that was to roll if it hit. Well, no, I guess
Yeah.
that was to roll if it hits, right?
And then he picks between the two highest, right?
Mm-hmm.
So 17.
17.
And then it would be
you add-
+2, so
21.
20.
To hit,
21
just to
to
hit it. Yeah, that hits. And then you roll again for damage.
This octopus is wearing
But
chains.
roll what?
So
Your damage dice for the weapon.
So whatever
Look up that
That might
hatchet.
It's probably a
here.
hand axe,
I'll-
right?
Hand axe.
And,
Somebody with the-
here, I got it. I can pull it up real quick. You
Probably a
roll
D8.
Probably a D20.
D6. A D6.
There you go.
And so with a weapon attack, you add strength to the damage. Your strength modifier.
Gotcha.
Perfect. The strongest gnome who's ever lived.
Make any noises.
2 plus 2 is 4,
Okay.
and then should I use my emboldened?
So you can't use the bardic inspiration on a damage roll, unfortunately.
It just rolls with this die.
yeah, it's for.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's basically only on D20
Gotcha.
dice.
So 4.
Gotcha. So
Be tight.
where do you?
So yeah, Quavo strikes
directly in the center of its forehead.
With a hatchet?
Yeah, with the hatchet.
Wow. It does 4 damage.
So the octopus is sliced in the forehead, basically. And with that, he recoils quickly and starts flailing his tentacles. And Quavo, I guess, is like kind of holding on. And so the octopus is like retreating, but is like flailing and recoiling, and is like no longer associated with the ship, but is like flailing about. And now we go to Gobi.
All right.
If you, I guess, if that ends your turn.
Quavo then pulls out an apple
Quavo then
for a
pulls out
quick snack
his pencil and paintbrush.
to capture this epic moment.
Yeah.
This seems so small. I have all this magic, but I feel like the best thing I can do to help Quavo right now is just get down there with my quarterstaff and like try to like almost lodge like the quarterstaff into him in a way that you get to safety. So I'm gonna run over it. I mean, with it still being kind of near it, would I be able to reach it from the boat? Like with that big
Jab
hole?
it.
Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. All right, two-handed with my quarterstaff. So I get to do more damage if I hit it. It's +3, 11.
You
How would I
11?
feel about an 11 to hit an octopus?
You hit.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Uh,
It's pretty slippery.
Oh yeah. There was just so many tentacles.
Yeah, I was about to say the odds were good.
Yeah.
He's a big guy.
A D8 +1. And I do 4 bludgeoning damage to the octopus. And if I had to choose a way to do it, I was going past Quavo, like in a way where I'm like,
Yeah.
get away from my gnome
Yeah.
friend.
So you kind of push the octopus away a little bit, and it recoils even more. And does that end your turn?
Yeah, I'll stay in here.
Okay, cool. So with that, the octopus kind of recoils and is like bleeding and is like clearly threatened, and so it slinks away
Oh.
back down into the depths of the water.
Is Quavo
Is Quavo okay?
Quavo can't swim.
Quavo is now floating. Quavo and
Grab on to my
wait,
boat.
Gobi, are you in the water?
I thought maybe I'd be like, I was here.
You're like on the edge of
going
the
like,
ship?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe like Quavo, grab on to me quarterstaff. Can you?
Quavo grabs on. Do you have to roll for anything or?
Yeah, roll.
I just thought
Roll for everything.
Yeah, roll to see if you.
Alex is like, sure. What should you roll for?
No, yeah, roll to see if you grab on.
All right. Is that dexterity? Yes.
Yeah. I guess so.
14.
14. Okay. Yeah. So you like grab onto what is it? A long
It's
spear.
like a quarterstaff.
Okay.
So just like a Gandalf.
A quarterstaff, and yeah, you're like just gripping on tight. The waves are still really choppy, but you hold on. You're tightly. You're kind of slipping a little bit, but as Gobi hoists you up into the ship, and then you plop down onto the deck, panting and wet.
Fellas, I apologize for being a little rash there. But I just couldn't stand the thought of none of you making it to the island.
That was awfully brave of you.
A single tear rolls down my face.
And so now, so now you have a puking, wet Quavo sitting on the deck, and you have an unconscious captain still.
We're in dire straits, fellas.
Yeah, and the water is still choppy, but the boat is not moving.
I mean, so I think I'm gonna move towards the captain again, and basically, yeah, just basically tend to whatever kind of like hold his head up, kind of slap him around a little bit. Just basically like,
Do you do anything else?
yeah. I'm gonna get really close to him.
Yeah. So
I'm just gonna see if he's breathing.
The captain fell and he
Captain fell and he's unconscious
Knocked out.
now. And when you used Cure Wounds, he like briefly awoke, and it's like he's clearly he'll be okay, but right now he's still a little unconscious. He's still unconscious, not a little unconscious.
Slightly
So is the
unconscious.
boat just
So you're tending to him, you said?
I'm holding him in my arms and screaming, "Why?" No, I'm gonna hold him and then look at him and kind of slap him around. Hope
Make
he
an
wakes
attack
up.
Okay.
That's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah. With that, he
Roll the
like his eyes kind of like open and shut a little bit, and he's like starting to kind of come to, but he's really confused.
I look around from the crow's nest just to see what's out there.
What you see?
Yeah.
You just see open water, choppy open water.
Okay.
That's it.
It's still stormy?
Yeah, it's still like dark. It's not necessarily stormy, but it's like really dark and like very choppy. Not necessarily to the point where you're like having to hold on to the side still, but it's
Okay.
like.
Can I look around the boat to see if there's any like oars or
I would like
anything
to
we
try.
could use?
Yeah, that's probably. what I would've
There's nothing.
There's
Okay.
There
no
is,
oars,
it is
and
just,
it's just oral. It's a single level.
yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna assume
0 provisions.
0 provisions.
At this time, I would probably
Smelling
try and
salts.
fail to get the boat going, but I do have a cantrip called Gust, so I might even try to gust from behind. But it doesn't exactly work on boats.
You're gonna fart.
What is it?
I will say.
Yeah.
Gust from behind.
If this boat happens to weigh less than 5 pounds, it's gonna work great.
So
But it
as
doesn't have
John
a
Moore,
sail.
as you guys are discussing and saying, "Wow, what the hell is going? What do we do? I don't know what to do." The Grog is still holding the captain in his arms, right?
Lovingly.
And the captain, his eyes,
Wistfully staring into
yeah,
the
wistfully,
captain's eyes.
his eyes open. He says, "Oh, what happened? What happened to me? Where am I?"
Well, if you weren't such a clumsy captain, you would know. I have no sympathy.
Did you roll for
I
that?
also when I say that, I kind of throw him down onto the.
Disgusted by him.
He's unconscious again.
Who are you?
Yeah.
He says, "Who are you, and where are we going?"
Dude, this is bad.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what's going on.
We're going to Ozport.
Ozport. Yeah, I know it. It sounds familiar, but I don't know where.
And you've definitely got to remember me. My name's Grove.
Okay. I can get the boat going, but I don't know where or what direction to go.
I look down and lean against the rail and say, "Oh, I think I can help with that." And I sit down, like cross-legged, up on top of the crow's nest. I'm still up there. I'm
yes.
talking to you guys from down. I can help with that. And I begin this like ritual. I'm like kind of meditating, and like this fog is like swirling around me again. And I don't say anything about how long this is gonna take. I just start doing it.
And as he does that, the captain, his eyes start to kind of close again. He's okay, but he's just like kind of sleeping.
And I mean, this takes 10 minutes of me just sitting there and things swirling around me.
Okay. And then
Very cool. More fog.
And as it finally finishes, the fog like dissipates, and this little a hand, like a ghostly hand, appears in the air in front of us. That's awesome.
Whoa.
And it moves like 5 feet in front of me from the crow's nest.
As it moves, Grog is running to the other side of the boat. Very frightened. Does not know what's happening.
Quavo's
What's that flying hand?
And I just whisper the words, thirsty boot. And the hand moves in a direction and turns to me and like beckons. And it's like calling us that way.
At this point, Grog is intrigued by the hand and kind of thinks it's hot.
Yeah.
So like, what's gonna happen when we follow the hand? Like, are we into the hand? Like, guys, are we into the hand? Is that
I
kind of what
open
we
one
wanna do?
eye and say, "Oh, we're into that."
Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Very cool.
And when you screamed at one point, which kind of woke the captain up, and he said, "What?" He looks at the hand and says, "What? What was that?"
Sleep now. They'll take care of everything.
No, he's awake now.
Oh,
So he's
Gotta knock him out.
inquisitively looking at that.
Yeah, so I think the sexy hand is telling us where to go.
Is that
Oh,
right? Well,
Is that right, Ezekiel?
That's correct. The orcs got it.
well, if that's the case, I guess
Sorry.
we better get moving then. And the captain climbs back up to the crow's nest, and him and Ezekiel are kind of like in there, like body to body for a second.
I
they're
bow
like-
to him and
Yeah. Yeah. And so the captain kind of woozily like sits, and so he's much less graceful now, but he's like propped up enough to where he's focused on the hands as the ship begins to move. And you start moving in the direction of the hand, and the hand kind of just stays the same distance ahead,
So
right?
as I climb down from the crow's nest, the hand like
moves with
descends with me, but always stays 5 feet in front of me in the direction we should be going.
Awesome. Cool.
Did you move to the front of the boat?
Sure, I move to the front of the boat. I take his suggestion. Move to the front of the
You
boat.
should probably go up there, man, so you can see it, know where we're going.
And as the ship starts to move in that direction, the waters start to calm a little bit, but the sky is still dark. And so the captain calls down, "Oh, I have no idea where we are, but it shouldn't be too much farther." And then he goes to pee.
The captain knows, or the
It made me feel more-
Very cool, very cool, very cool.
The perfect opening.
I can't wait to perception check to see if I see a glowing octopus.
Are there any like outlines in the
I
water?
literally just thought of that. When I summoned the hand, the glow did end on that.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, we'll never see him again.
we will.
Oh, you
But we
yeah.
won't see it coming.
Yeah, that's a learning octopus.
He may find us.
That's a learning.
He'll make us glow.
How do you know your perception?
It'll
Yeah.
be,
Alex, I'm going after
so
Yours should be pretty good.
yeah, you got a good one. It's one of your wisdom ones, right
Oh,
here.
12.
But also,
Passive wisdom.
So
yeah, this passive perception thing is, it's kind of like, it's so that Alex
We might
basically
not
isn't
use it, but
constantly
yeah.
asking us like, okay, does anybody check for anything? Does anybody check for anything? Like, he
Okay.
can just say, hey, what's everybody's passive perception?
Yeah.
And just see if his things.
But if you
Oh,
like
that's-
specifically want to
that's
look
great.
for
Yeah,
something,
that's great, yeah,
you
I've
would
never
roll
thought
for
about that.
perception,
Yeah, that's good.
which is
Yeah.
you use your wisdom modifier.
They
How do you
recently
know,
added some
like-
new things,
Yeah.
like
Other
passive,
than like when you have a weapon that
insight
has
as
like
well.
a 1d8 or whatever, how do you just use this
It's
one?
always the 1d20.
Mhm.
The other thing is, it doesn't look like you have picked any proficiencies. So you would get those from.
I'm gonna get him,
You
get the
give
captain,
a running start.
keep everybody alive, and you
You-
said,
He said no. He said nay.
He like broke your grip. And mid pull, he's like, oh!
elbows me in the gut.
No way. Not Quavo.
All right.
Dude, I love always add stuff like that.
Yeah.
That was like you receiving the bardic blessing.
Oh yeah. No, you've got Please add things. All right. So
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
everybody has kind of nodded off for a little bit, except for the captain. The captain is actually getting better, and he's
good.
like coming more to. He's fine now. He's like perked up a little. He's still sitting, but he's perked up a little bit more. And as you guys start to kind of wake up a little bit, it was more just like like nodding off on a ship, like on your, not like sleeping.
Would you consider it a long rest?
Short rest.
Short rest.
Zach, wait, what do you need a long rest for?
So long rest gives you full health and spell slots back. Short rest, you can roll your as many hit dice as you want to regain health. I don't think any of us took damage though, except you threw
Yeah,
up.
you're still,
Yeah.
yeah.
Queasy McGee over there.
So
You're still
I mean, it's
feeling
fine. I didn't use a spell slot either, so.
Did anybody use a spell slot?
I use Cure Wounds.
Is that a spell slot? I thought that was a cantrip.
I'm not worried about it though.
I was
Yeah, we're fine. We're fine. I was just wondering.
Use it again on the captain.
I was going to.
I was like,
I could get a
It
bardic
just didn't get back to me.
inspiration
Hey, I saw your face when I did that, and you were like, "No, he's not good." And I was like, "Come on,
This
he wasn't. He
this is a good idea."
I thought you had. I thought it was a cantrip, so I thought
I-
you were going to be able to use it again.
This I don't know if this is like okay to do in the game, but I was gonna try and use the thaumaturgy or whatever it is.
Thaumaturgy?
Thaumaturgy. I was trying to use a thermometer to take his. And I was gonna, I was gonna let my voice boom in his ear and try and wake him up.
Oh, that's good.
Would that have helped?
Oh yeah.
It probably would have. I mean, yeah, it probably would have.
That's a good.
Alright.
That's a
But
good.
that
Hey, that's a good idea.
But
There's
keep
no way
that
it would have
energy.
hurt us.
Keep that energy
Hey, back
coming.
pocket
in his
it.
eardrum.
Back pocket it.
Yeah.
Put
The
that
good
in
thing
back
is
pocket.
it's a cantrip, so like it doesn't hurt to try it.
Yeah. Yeah. Do anything. Like
You
like, do
shamed
anything.
me.
Okay.
So, as you start to kind of get your wits about you, and you're you've been sailing along for a little while now. The captain, you look up. He kind of makes a little commotion, and he starts to look up, and you all kind of look up to him. And he begins to smile, and he just he kind of points, and you see the brief outline of land in the distance. And you get closer and closer, and as you begin to approach Ozport, you can see that it's dark and quiet. Seems as though it's been abandoned and neglected. As you pull into the like dock, and so now you are like kind of at the coast, I guess, of Ozport, and he docks the ship on one of the long docks that has a few other like kind of larger ships.
I'd love to ask as we're rolling
Yeah.
in, like to the captain.
Yeah, please.
Boy, excuse me, I had something in my that
Whoa,
feels a lot better.
That was crazy. Did everybody else hear how crazy that was?
What are you talking about?
It's my normal voice. I don't know what the
Holy
big
crap.
hullabaloo
This
is.
is wild.
Something had been in your throat for a long time.
Oh, I didn't even notice his first voice.
His first.
But you acknowledged there was a first voice, right?
So the
But,
the captain briefly looks at Gobi.
Does this look right to you?
The captain.
Have you been here before?
As Gobi shows his left arm.
The captain says, "Oh well, I've never been to Ozport, but I've heard of it, and I've heard great deals about it, and this does not look right to me.
Well, I figured as much.
You sure Dr. Flynt asked you to come here?"
Aye.
Any idea where we might find Flynt?
The letter says the thirsty boot. Damn it,
Well,
no, I'm
man.
southern.
Says like thirsty baby.
I reckon we
Howdy
better
ho.
make our way on over.
Well, shit. We're all Southern now.
So does it look like a ghost town, Ozport, or just looks less lively than normal?
It looks very dark, and it definitely looks less lively. Like you don't see any people, and it's very dark. And that's really it. There's like strange clouds overhead.
What time of day is it?
It is about 5:15 in the afternoon.
Okay, cool.
Right on time.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
And so as you're like
Looks at the
pulling into
key
port,
cup.
you're pulling into port, and you can kind of see the like. There's one dock that you're pulling into on the left side, and then there's like a little canal kind of running through the middle of town, and then there's another dock on the other side, and you're pulling into the left one, and
Is
yeah.
the hand still like directly in front of us?
Yeah, right.
So-
Yeah, so it's because it's a thirsty boot, right?
As
Yeah.
long as it's on
Yeah.
a map somewhere.
Yeah. So it's like just kind of on the dock
Okay.
now. It's just like kind of stopped and it's
Cool.
going into town.
Okay, cool.
And so you can see like kind of trees. You see, you're on the dock. You see like a little bit of a beach, and then there's like a little rough cobblestone path that begins, and then you see some trees and some buildings up ahead.
Okay.
And so as you're tying up, or as the captain's tying up the boat, he's kind of doing it hurriedly, and he says, "Well, gentlemen, it's been a pleasure, and I do thank you, and I'm sorry for what happened back there, but I suppose I found this, and I suppose you should have it." And he reaches into his don't know. He reaches into something, and he hands you all a map of
Oh,
Ozport.
thank God.
Wow.
Holy hell.
Incredible.
Oh my god.
And so you're on the left, the like
Here.
bottom. Yeah. So yeah.
All right, fuck it. We're not going to the Thirsty Boot. We're going to Dizzy's.
We got time.
And so he helps you guys all off, and then you're standing on the dock, and then he hurriedly just kind of unties the ship and climbs back up to his crow's nest, and he does just a little captain's wave, and then he's on his way, and he's gone.
Thank you for your arcanery.
Ditto.
Lightning. See you later, pal.
And yeah, we turn around towards the town.
Oh, the
Yeah.
thirsty boot. It's on the
Yeah.
map. I
Yeah.
found it.
Does anybody have the letter on them? What's our window of time that we can meet?
Right there.
In case
Oh,
we
I
wanted to
it's
not go there
5:15.
Should we reread the letter? Do we want
Please,
the
I
whole
already-
thing?
I kind of already forgot.
It's 5:15. Yeah, it's 5:15 in the
So what
afternoon.
exactly-
It's gonna take you 15 minutes to read it.
Yeah, we're supposed to get there between 5 and... We're supposed to get to the Thirsty Boot between 5 and 7 p.m. By my
goodness.
calculations, it's about 5:15. Quarter past. I look at my teacup.
Yeah.
It's about quarter past.
Doesn't feel like tea time anymore. I mean,
And he did say in here, please come as quickly as you can. I worry what will come of idle hands if they idle for too long. And as I say that, you see the ghostly hand beckoning us.
yeah. I mean, kind of looks like idle hands have already taken over in this town.
So what's a few more idle hands?
Drinking montage.
As you're saying that, you see like kind of a silhouette of somebody, somebody kind of scurrying. They like look down at you and then like run into a building, but like off into the distance, so you can't really see where they're going. They just like go run into town, but it's someone who's clearly seems like scared and frightened.
Okay, they seem scared, not like they intend any harm or anything.
No.
Okay.
They're scared and sheepish, and then you only see them from a distance.
I think if we have any opportunity to help people, we should take it and go to the Thirsty Boot and get on that as soon as possible.
I agree.
Oh, Quavo. I think I'm gonna like you. I pat him on the head.
I feel like he was a bit hasty on the boat, but this is a good idea. I like this guy. This little man's sweet.
I think we need someone like him.
Haste is the consistency.
You don't feel like we should be in a bit of a defensive formation as we move through this town? It's kind of giving me the creeps.
The
Heebie-jeebies, as we say back on Fender.
Alright, let's stay close.
Sure.
We all walk holding hands.
In a circle,
I feel like-
looking
I,
outward.
feel like, I was gonna say, I feel like Grog kind of pushes past Quavo and takes point with his weird druidic totem thing, and just kind of leads the charge.
And starts walking.
Yeah, towards the Thirsty Boot via
Towards the Thirsty Boot.
via this little cobblestone
Okay.
path.
How's our visibility? Is it like...
Yeah, it's good. I mean, it's
Okay.
still like
Are there any-
daytime, but
Okay.
say what? No, it's still like you can still see. It's not like nighttime, but it's just like very dark and
Any
cloudy.
signs of life? Any lanterns on? Nothing?
Some like very.
It's very few.
So you can see like brief stirring, like it's not completely abandoned, but like you see only a few like people either like ducking into their homes or like kind of like looking at you and like scurrying
Do they?
away.
Yeah. So they seem afraid of us.
Just
yes,
general fear.
general
Yeah.
fear.
We don't see anything that they would be afraid of.
No.
Were there? You said there were other boats at the dock.
Yeah, there were other boats at the dock.
We could steal a boat.
It's true that we could go by water to get there.
Just float a little
I
further
like
down.
that's not that personal. If there's like a little rowboat maybe that we could steal out. It's better than being in the
Walking
thick of
in
this
the
town.
street.
Yeah, everybody's looking at us.
I feel like
But they're running away.
I kind of
I
want
think
to
we just
see
go.
wants
Let's
going
just
on.
go.
Yeah, I want to see
I
what's
kinda
going
just
on
wanna
too.
go.
Yeah. I follow Grog.
Yeah, I
follow,
continue
yeah.
walking.
I
So
didn't
you
stop
walk-
holding y'all's hands.
Mm-hmm. So you walk into the middle of town, and you
Towards this fountain.
Yeah, towards the first fountain, and yeah, you look around, and like all of the buildings are still intact and everything, but they're all dark, and some of them like they're dark, but like the doors are kind of like just cracked open, and yeah, it's quiet. Otherwise, like once you're in the middle of town, you don't see anybody.
And sorry, I might
No,
have
no.
misheard. It is light out still.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
light out. Like imagine
Sunset
like,
or like cloudy,
like
storm?
cloudy,
Okay.
yeah, cloudy daytime, like dark cloudy daytime.
Okay.
Because it is 5:15.
Yeah.
Maybe 5:17.
Yeah. According to my sundial.
We keep moving 10
Yeah.
feet forward. And
You know what? It's
I-
it's 5 o'clock on the dot.
Okay.
It's 5 o'clock. So
We're so punctual.
yeah.
Octopus couldn't stop us from being on time.
I feel like Grog isn't aware of what society should really feel like, so I'm just kind of like, as we're walking
Plunging
forward,
ahead.
I'm kind of like,
Not really paying attention.
some cool buildings, yeah. I get. Are these normal? What do you guys know? Is this a cool place? Like, I think it's pretty cool. But do you guys think it's cool? I'm like trying to kind of feel things.
I'm just looking around, kind of scanning, not like turning my head, just my eyes, like just like scanning,
Which
just looking.
I'm
on the
fully
lookout for
turning my
threats.
body. I'm like,
Grog, my friend, I do not find this to be a cool town. Now, this is a-
Not cool,
This is
not
quite
cool.
an unwelcoming town as far as towns go.
all right.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, we continue
let's make that
following
exciting.
the,
Yeah,
the
I think
hand towards
You
the
continue
I'm-
following the hand,
I'm standing at the back, very frequently looking behind us.
great.
Yeah.
I kind of,
and you see nothing.
I feel like I don't speed up at all.
Yeah.
Like I'm just chilling,
Yeah, just chilling.
but still moving towards Thirsty Boot.
Okay, so you get to be outside the Thirsty Boot. Yeah, you walk to the all the way up to the Thirsty Boot.
Yeah.
And
I'm
you
sorry, real quick.
Yeah,
As
yeah.
we're passing like these shops and stuff, do they
Yeah.
look like they're like active, like open or?
Lights
No,
off,
no, no.
but
They're not
Okay.
like nobody's in
Sorry.
them, but like they're kind of like the doors are ajar or like
Okay.
they're not like run down or
Cool.
anything. It's just like
Everybody's at the boot.
Oh my God! Can
it's
you imagine?
Friday.
Can you
What?
imagine?
It's Friday.
Boys.
Everyone's at the
And
boot going
it's
crazy.
happy hour.
It's
Yeah,
happy hour at
can
the
we like
Bottomless
sit,
boots.
what does the boot look like right now? Like
Yeah.
we're super close, so
right.
what is it?
So
what is
so
it?
the boot you can see is like
leather.
you can kind of see the windows are like a little bit boarded up, but that doesn't seem out of the ordinary for what it would look like because it's kind of like it's like a dive, kind of like
Yeah.
shanty place.
Sure.
It's like there are tanks outside that probably brew
By the
like,
water.
beer or meat or something, and
Hell
then
yeah.
you can see like a very faint glow, as if there are like maybe a few candles lit inside.
Ooh.
Um,
Can we hear anything?
you can't hear anything. No.
It's silent in there.
Weird.
Would our
I'm
fearless leader like to?
yeah. I'm with my great club. I just kind of just like one knock on the door.
One knock on the door. So
Yeah.
as you knock on the door slowly opens, and you can see that there's a tavern fully intact in there.
That's
It's
good.
empty, apart from one small man sitting at the bar. At the bar on the far end of
So
the tavern.
as that door creaks open, I have a cantrip to produce flame, so I'm
Okay.
gonna produce a flame in my hand just for extra sight for
Okay.
everyone.
Yeah, you get more
Yep.
visibility
Yep.
in it.
And I'm gonna keep walking forward.
Okay.
I'm walking up to
In-
this guy.
Into the thirsty boot.
Quavo is in
So
pursuit behind.
hello? What's who are you?
Oh, also as we enter, the hand disappears
Yeah.
Beautiful.
into mist.
That's good.
Beautiful.
So Grog calls out and says, "Hello," to the man, and the man does not move. And as soon as that comes out of your mouth, like "hello," and you notice the man doesn't move. You notice this is like you see some like hay coming out of his shoulders. and, like,
what?
and you realize it's a stuffed dummy. And as soon as you realize
Oh
that,
my God.
the floor opens beneath you, and you fall. All 5 of you fall into the depths of the
cast
thirsty
Featherfall.
mood.
I cast Featherfall on all of us. So we all,
Yes!
as a reaction,
Great call.
Okay.
happened to be something I prepared. So
Wizard.
reaction spell.
Wizard boy.
Anyone
Nice.
within my range, which would be all of you, up to 5 fallen creatures. How convenient.
Oh my god.
Basically, we fall in a way that it wouldn't hurt us. So our
Okay.
falling
Yeah.
descent goes down to like 10 feet per second, and we
Gotcha.
land gently on our feet.
Amazing.
You land on your feet.
Gently on our feet.
Wait,
Okay.
10 feet per second.
I am.
That's
Which is
really
actually
fast,
not-
right?
No, it's. I was gonna say it's 9.8 meters per second is
Yeah,
the
they-
gravitational
oh, yeah.
fall, but that's a lot more than 10 feet.
So I guess it's like, yeah. It,
Hey, we're.
I
Is it-
don't
just flashed
understand.
through my
Grog
mind.
doesn't understand what's going on, and I'm screaming like we've fallen,
Yeah.
and I just.
You've never fallen before.
yeah. And so
Slowly.
you fall maybe like 15 feet. How far is 15 feet?
Dude,
Like-
that is the hardest part of DMing.
Yeah, it's
ever.
like,
All right, how big is this thing?
I can
It's
tell
like
you-
it's like
As
2 and a
note
quarter
that
of
I've
me.
written about falling.
yeah.
Every 10 feet we would fall, we take a d6 of damage.
You don't. You're
It's
not.
like
gonna
Well,
take-
that's
two Johns and a
so
Quavo.
if
Yeah.
we
So-
without-
yeah,
without
yeah.
six
Okay,
damage,
yeah.
More than 10 feet.
Okay, you fall 15 feet, but because of that, you do not take damage. And so
Cool.
you fall into just the depths. It's just completely dark around you, and you
Perfect.
are now. Oh yeah, you've still got your egg goes out when you're falling. Actually.
Fine.
Um,
Because I'm surprised. Fine.
and so you fall through this trap door, and then as soon as you land, it closes, and you are and so you are now in pitch darkness. And so as you are now all standing there, a brief not a brief,
Match.
like a dim match lights and a lantern lights, and you see it stick in front of you. And That's
I
the-
also produce flame in my hand and
Okay.
do the same gesture towards the lantern as if to intimidate whoever's holding the
and so
lantern.
you're standing in front.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
So you're standing kind of matched. with
Lantern
this
to lantern, baby.
I do prestidigitation, but it just makes like a little spark for a second.
Fuck it, I've summoned 4 torch-sized dancing lights around. This room is well lit.
I also have dark vision. So
Me too, yeah.
I very,
It's
very
so bright in
vividly.
this room.
Ah!
With your dark vision.
I don't have dark vision.
We'll tell you what we see.
So I guess before the match is lit, and so in the brief second where you have like
Yeah.
Hit the
landed
ground.
and with your dark vision, you can see like the silhouettes of like you are surrounded by
Nuh-uh.
by some sort of humanoids.
Okay,
by
lots of them.
something.
Oh
you,
my
you are
God.
surrounded by
How far?
How far?
Maybe.
I mean, they are like
They're close. They're on us. Okay.
they're on you, and you can see that they are wielding weapons
Okay.
like,
Yo.
pointed all directly at you. And so
Yeah, the torch flickers on.
and so then Grog does his what is it?
Produce
Cast-
flame.
Produce
So
flame.
basically just a little
Yeah.
fireball.
Little flame, and then this other torch is lit, and stuck in your face, and Grog sees in front of him a taller half orc standing in front of him, and that's the only like facial features.
Sorry, quick question. Taller than Grog?
Taller
or-
than Grog.
Okay,
Yeah, taller
cool.
than Grog.
Sorry, dude.
It's just freaking huge.
Sorry.
That sucks
Yeah,
for
he's
us.
freaking huge, and he's like buff. He's like a
Buffer than
freaking monster.
Sharp boulder shoulders?
Oh, wait, sorry. We're gonna fade that out. So there's a huge half orc standing in front of you, and he's holding this lantern in your face, and he's also wielding some like a mace in your face. And he looks at you in the
Okay.
eyes and says, "State your business."
Wrong, you know this.
Well, holding the flame up. To be honest, I was just kind of like leading the group. I don't actually know what we're doing here. But I did see a little man up there, and I was hoping to talk to him.
I move towards the front of the group and just have my dagger in my hand.
Oh.
That man up there. Who is that? Do you know who that is? Who do you wish to speak with?
To be honest, I should know who he is, but I lost my letter. Does somebody else have the letter?
I think I can help clear this up.
I pull Quavo forward and put him in front of me, as if intimidated by the half-orc. Still holding the flame above Quavo.
Can you imagine
kind of like,
You're holding Maya's hand
Yeah.
like he's a basketball.
yeah.
Imagine how tall you
Yes.
Well, sir.
The fire's right below him, like casting like a campfire story.
Give him hell, Quavo. Get up there.
We were under the impression that we were meeting a Dr. Bodynook Flynt here. He had a quest. Would you happen to know the fellow?
And as soon as you mentioned Dr. Flint, the orc lowers his lantern. He goes, Dr. Flint? Why didn't you say so earlier? Turn on the lights, lower your weapons, ye buffoons.
Turn on the lights.
Yeah, and so all the lights of the tavern start to, as the lights come on, they, it's like, and it's like all these like weird little like lighting mechanisms and like, but there are light bulbs too that are like weirdly shaped and like coming from kind of all over like under the tables, and it's like, it's a cool vibey, like still like,
It's kind of speakeasy.
like but it's like really
There's a guy playing
coolly
saxophone in
lit.
the corner.
There's mini bowling.
And so
IPAs.
as the lights come on, you see you are surrounded by just ordinary townsfolk. Dwarves, humans, gnomes, halflings, a handful of half-orcs and dragonborns, less of those. And they all have either just like crappy or like makeshift weapons and armor. It's like they've got like pots on their head. It's like they don't really have any sort of like real weapons. And so the room you're in, looks like kind of an old ale cellar. The ceilings are low, even though you fell a long way. As if it's like, I don't know, ground. There's
Maybe
like
more
ground and
like
stuff.
that.
Yeah, it's kind of like a weirdly shapen cellar. And it's a pretty cool looking like makeshift tavern, but like no windows. It's clearly underground or something. And then the townsfolk just kind of return to their seats and they continue to drink and play music, and it's just kind of turns into a normal tavern.
That's hilarious.
Is that how everybody gets it?
And so
Fair question.
then you, the orc, the half orc, he then addresses you all, and he immediately begins to apologize. Oh, I'm so sorry about that, lads. If I'd known you were here for Dr. Flint, well, I wouldn't have tried to throw the battalion at you. And he ushers you over to a 6-top table near the bar. He says, "Oh, forgive me. My name's Asdoc, the Merciful. Lucky for ye." As if that's like how he introduces himself every time.
Yeah, of course.
And then he calls over to the bar. "Oh, Finnegan, get these boys a jug of our finest mead." And he goes over.
Dude.
Okay, there we go. We made it to the mead.
I was saving some alcoholic tolerance.
Very good.
Holy hell.
Dude.
Glad I'm not
Dude.
driving.
That rules.
Meridian.
And he produces
Meridian
the
Hive.
Meridian Hive tropical
Oh my God,
something.
Meridian
It's good.
Hive.
It's not like some sweet. It's good. Yeah. So.
Wow.
So please, boys, crack it open.
That's a
Feel
proper
free
introduction.
to. Sorry, all I've got is these wine glasses. Feel free to wash them out.
Yeah, I hold out my teacup to get some mead poured in it, and I look at Asdoc. Wait, what?
No, I don't have the cantrip. There's no one that can like check for poison or anything, right?
I'd be happy to try first.
You can make a
In-
Constitution
in-
save.
In character, I'd be happy to try this first. Like, just to y'all.
I hold out my
because
cup,
Dwarves are pretty
and
good about poison.
I'm looking at Asdoc in the eyes, and I say, "So, what do you do around here?"
What do I do around here?
Quavo struggles to get onto his normal size
Yeah.
chair.
Grabs him by the pits and sets him down on his seat.
Well, the thirsty boot is mine, of course. This is my tavern, and I've been in Ozport as long as I can remember, and so this is I almost see myself as almost like makeshift mayor around these parts, and so this here at the Thirsty Boot, this has almost become a safe haven for us, with everything going on here. People seem safe here, they feel like this is another home for them.
Safe from what?
Let me pee really quick.
Yeah.
What a cliffhanger.
That is a great.
Yes, hold that thought, mate.
Runs holding his crotch.
Yeah, like a little kid.
I'm at work.
So funny.
That really warmed my heart. All those townsfolk
Yeah.
defending their own. They were this close to getting catapulted.
Yeah.
Dude, we were about to rain hell on
I
them.
was about to say.
About to
Quavo was
fuck
about
them
to go
out.
absolutely insane.
We didn't question the octopus, and we weren't about to question these fuckers in the dark.
The only I think I was like debating what Quavo would do, and then I was like, wait, they like said state your business, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But if I hadn't have gotten that, I would have did the little
State your business, work
The
your
most-
phone.
The hilarious thing about like not knowing each other's spells and stuff is we all get together and realize everybody has some sort of light spell. Like I literally can summon 4 orbs of light. He's got a little fireball.
Fire.
You can produce fire too, right?
Well, mine's prestidigitation, which is like the wimpiest magic spell.
Yeah.
but it-
Can't you
it
like tell the
says,
weather?
You can make sparks. It says you can make sparks. You can make a light
It's raining.
campfire.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
shit, Gopi.
It has some of the dumbest things. You can clean or soil an object that's no bigger than a foot in any dimension.
Okay, wait. That could be dope.
We could
We
I
could
can't
find
wait to
something
make
real dirty.
Azdoc poop his pants.
Yeah. It's like,
And then
I
clean them.
Soil his underwear.
I bet you didn't even notice you pooped your pants.
And then you clean them.
Yeah.
And then you say, that one's on me.
One action later, I can.
Aye.
I can.
That was it.
Here, before that exposition, have some mead for yourself.
Yeah. We have to roll Constitution saving throws. So does it go down good?
See if you get drunk. Oh, this is pretty good. We had a mead one time, I remember in college. It was like so sweet.
Dude, some mead
It is mead?
like sticky.
Oh, it's me. I thought it was beer.
It's mead.
Dude, when I first had like my first beer ever, in my head I thought it would taste like what mead actually tastes like. I was like, oh, it's gonna be like
Sweet and delicious.
and-
You think
and
of mead as being
sweet,
like a
yeah.
dwarven, like a Viking
Yeah.
drink.
And then it's
Yeah,
like,
It's like dessert.
girl drink.
For sure.
No, this is actually really good.
Yeah, that is good. What is it like a flavor of
I don't know. I can't remember. I got it from
this is stupid
Hop City.
good.
Yeah, it's really good.
Damn, that's where I got my growler that I didn't bring.
Add this Hop City.
The Krog one.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, yeah.
cool. That makes
Very appropriate to drink mead out of this.
it does.
More than
Oh yeah.
What was that you said, lad?
A safe haven from what?
Boy, well, it's been a dark time here in Ozport. Blimey, could be all of Zandvold or even Axel, but we wouldn't know it. The outside world has been silent. Began about 2 months ago. The sky got dark. People started to disappear. Then the Snatchers started to come. Cloaked, violent figures looking for innocent townsfolk to take in the night. We decided to take matters into our own hands here at the boot. Hence the dummy and trap door. And as he's saying that, you see, like, you know where they, like, list draft beers, like, on a chalkboard? You see, like, a little tally, like, in, like, the bottom left corner, and it's up to, like, 7 or 8. And then he says, this has become somewhat of a fortified oasis. The locals know about the secret entrance through the sewer, so we've set up refuge here. Every so often we get a snatcher or two coming down the trap.
And you can dispatch one of these snatchers?
What?
I don't understand your perspective.
Findrin, it's just a word we use around Findrin. The lot of you can take one of them.
Oh, he can take them. All right, they seem to be just dim-witted and stupid, as if they're doing somebody's bidding, if you will.
I will.
So, like, when they do this, this being whatever they do, snatch.
Snatching.
Like, when y'all snatch the snatchers, are they alive?
They're
when you
taken
snatch
care
them?
of, mate.
Oh. So, like, you don't actually know what they're doing or why they're doing it?
I said they're taken care of.
Okay.
So you haven't questioned them at all.
They won't speak to us, no. It's like they want death, as if they're dying for a noble cause.
Snatch.
Do we know? Do you know where they come from?
Don't know, but they're all dressed in these same cloaks, and I don't know.
You seem to know the good doctor himself. Is he around here?
Oh, Dr. Flynt.
Yeah.
Oh, he's only the most beloved citizen in all of Zenderveld. As far as you could say Ozport, at the very least. He's invented all sorts of mechanisms that have made all of our lives easier. You know, the whistle bloke, the gizmo lock. I even developed his own version.
Wait.
The Gizmo lock.
Oh, yes, he invented the gizmo lock.
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy. You guys know what a gizmo lock is, of course.
We all do.
Change the
Yeah, so I know what it is. But it's clear that these guys don't.
Well, you
So
should
maybe
tell them,
as
of course.
Maybe you should tell them.
No, I think, Grog, I think you do a good job of explaining what it
We'll
is.
get Dr. Flynt to do it. He invented
Yeah,
it.
of course.
From the horse's mouth.
Yeah,
Yes. And not to mention, he's the most caring, good-hearted, and brilliant. Not only is he an inventor, but he's been an adjunct professor at the Malachi School of Magic Mastery and Melee for the past 800 years, teaching tinkering and linguistics.
He's a chef.
Tinkering and linguistics. It's been such a shame, because typically he's down here in town about every day between 5 and 7 p.m.
Of course.
Either for meetings or spending time with the community, but the last month he's been nowhere to be seen, and the gondola up to his manor has been shut off, and the manor has gone completely dark. It's unlike him to go away without saying nothing. With all of the evil going on around here, I'm beginning to worry the worst. For some reason, I just expected him to be the one to fix all of it.
Does him having been gone for like a month or so track with how long it's been since we received the letter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, I mean, you received the letter, say...
Did we get it before Ozport went dark? Like, he said that they haven't received any word from the outside.
So, if you refer to the letter,
Yeah.
then
Grab my head.
what does it say? It says that things have just, basically things were
Ozport has begun to change in ways I do not understand. There's a sleeping darkness that seems to be awakening, perhaps in all of Zanderveld, though I have no certainty of its origin or how it might manifest. I do know that tides are changing in ways I've never seen before.
So, probably at the cusp of this emptiness and darkness. So he probably sent that.
Yeah. Sensing it coming.
Yeah.
You ever gone missing like this before?
No, it's not like him. As I've said, he's typically the life of the party, and he's the most generous, and everybody loves him. He's like a second father to half the town.
Is he a father to anyone?
Second.
Not that I'm aware of. Perhaps.
Do you think he'd be? Do you think he'd be a father?
Could he be my father?
I think if you asked him nicely, perhaps.
Grog kind of gets soggy eyes, like trying to disguise his kind of starting to like tear up eyes. Yeah.
Quavo pats him on the back.
On the ass.
Hasdock kind of furrows his brow and looks at Grog as if like, come on, work, pick yourself
Grog
up.
glugs another cup of mead, not realizing that it's alcoholic,
Yeah.
having
Yeah.
never had alcohol
His brain
before.
is being completely ruined.
Well, we came here to meet with this body knock, Flynt. It seems this town's in a bit of a quandary. What do you say? Shall we help these townsfolk? Perhaps find this body knock?
Yeah, where's the gondola?
Here's what I think, lads. Dr. Flynt asked the five of you specifically to travel all the way here to Ozport because he was worried about a grave danger. Well, I think you'd better not go about your way until you've at least learned of his fate. My best guess would be to venture up to the top of Mount Sondor, but Dr. Flint's manor sits on the peak. Unfortunately, lads, as I've mentioned, the gondola that he would usually take down and up from the manor to the outskirts of the city has been shut down. Does not bode well, because even a fool in half his right mind wouldn't venture up Prayer's Pass.
We want to have low wisdom, so I'll be the first one to go that direction.
What goes on Prayer's Pass?
Yeah.
Aye. They call it Prayer's Pass because even every soul that ventures up or down it is just praying to come out alive. It's the only way up to Mount Sondor on foot, though even that is being generous. It's a steep, treacherous journey, not just because of the terrain. Feel free to rest up here and look through any of our spare armor and weapons before you go. But stay as long as you need, but I'm afraid you must make haste, lads, for to find and save Bodyknock Flynt and whatever else may be happening here.
Hell yeah.
Any more questions for me, lads? I better get back to tending the bar.
Feel like you can sort of
Why is
ask
this
questions.
Flynt choose to live on top of this mountain? Seems
Why?
an odd place for a man of the people.
Why, him being quite the inventor and he doing all of his experiments. I guess we don't quite know, but I know it allows him the space he needs to complete his experiments and work on his inventions and without he chooses to be in the public when he wants to, and then is able to retreat when he doesn't.
Well, say we find him. Yeah, say we find him and he doesn't feel like coming down.
I believe.
Is that gonna be an issue?
Let me tell you, lad. Dr. Flynt would not go away without saying something to everybody, much less to me. He's a close friend of mine, and the fact that I haven't heard from him means that something grave is happening. I'm looking to you, lads. I need to know what's happening to Dr. Flynt.
Have a word? We'll do it.
Aye, lad.
I'm
All right,
kinda-
all right. But wait, you said this is a hard hike?
Oh, it's quite the pass, mate. Prayers pass.
But like, it's steep? As Grog kind of pridefully is like, realizing where he's from, where there's volcanoes erupting constantly, and it's like, I mean, if it's steep, I can take steep. What? Prayers Pass, what's the big deal?
Aye, Hawk. Why don't you see for yourself?
I mean, I probably will, but I guess my question is like, are there creatures, or is it these snatchers, or...
Hell if I know, mate. I haven't been there. Nobody has.
Wait.
I haven't been to
Then how
Prayers
do you
Pass.
know that it's risky? It's just steep. Nobody comes back.
It's steep, and we know. That's why Dr. Flynt needs the gondola. It's because anybody who's ventured into Prayers Pass, they've been praying to come out alive.
Except the guy who built the gondola.
And you said the gondola is not operational?
Not operational.
I mean, chance
Well,
we might be able to fix
that's
the
what I was
gondola. We got a couple of magically inclined fellas in our
Honestly,
group here.
yeah, we can take that off.
Gus from
You mind if we
behind.
take a look at that gondola?
It's on
Oh,
the map.
lads, are you sure you want to rest up here for a sec? Look at our wares.
Definitely.
Mean,
Nah.
a mean mead you made here. Oh, not immediately.
Please.
I'm interested in your offer.
I just want to kind of study him, his like mannerisms and fish, Asdoc, and just try and
his
decipher
deal?
if he's like telling us the whole truth or if he's holding anything back.
No, he's like very, like, yeah, he's like an intimidating bloke, but he's like, at the same time, seems, in as much as much as a half-orc can, in like a brooding way, he's like clearly very concerned.
Okay,
He's
cool.
like, what, like, I don't know what's happening.
A little bit of a gentle giant.
Gentle giant, and like clearly is not like, he's like intimidating, but also like extremely friendly. He's like the tavern keeper. Everybody is like, people are coming up to him like, oh yeah, Stonk. Like, hey, what's up, man?
Slapping
like,
him on the
hey,
butt.
yeah, and he's like joking around with everybody.
Slapping him on the butt.
Yeah, like as he's like, oh, Asdoc the Merciful. He's like kind of a jokester
Yeah,
too. He's like, yeah, kind of.
He's a tavern owner.
Yeah.
Oh, this Asdoc fella. He seems like he's telling the truth. I say, we stock up on supplies here, rest, and I like your idea. I think we go check out that gondola, see if there's anything we can do to fix it. And if not, follow Thunder Thighs over here up the mountain.
I concur. I think like gondolas and technology of that nature, especially like coming from a mining, a world of people mining and delving deep in the shafts and sort of these makeshift elevators. It doesn't seem like outside the realm of possible.
We could check it out.
So
Yeah.
I think. So what you said, gondola? I'll be honest, bro. Don't know what that is. It kind of sounds like I don't have to do prayers pass, which these guys clearly don't want to. So, what's the deal with this gondola? You said it doesn't work?
No, it's been shut off and it may have even been destroyed.
But like, what is a gondola?
Well, lad, it's essentially a cart with a cable that goes up to the top of the mountain, and you can get in the cart, and then the cable will take you up to the top of the mountain.
Cool. So like, the cable's still there, or?
Well, I don't know. I haven't been there.
Yeah, I think it'd be
Alright.
worth it to.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Not
Check it out.
without ignoring.
One last lead we might want to follow.
What was he offering for us to check out their armor that they have there?
Yeah.
We've got some things people have left behind over the years they never came back to get. So if you'd like to, take a look at what we've got, then please feel free. And then he kind of ushers you he's like, oh yeah, come look, and he kind of ushers you into whatever is behind the bar, and it opens up into kind of like a corridor, and there are some rooms. You pass a few rooms that have some beds in them, and then he leads you into a little closet, and he opens it up, and he's like, "Oh, well, lads, you have a look around, and if it's in the name of Dr. Flynt, take what you need." And then he, better get back to the bar. And then he walks back to the bar, and inside the closet you find
Sorry, Grog hugs Azdoc as he walks by.
Still
kind of welly eyes, yeah.
Azdoc hugs him back. Says, "It's good to see another one of you, lad." And then he walks back to the bar. And so, in the closet, you find one starting weapon and basically another item of your choice of what that's a starting item for your class.
armor?
But I could do leather armor.
Yeah, an armor or
Stuff specifically from our starting for our class.
Yeah.
Okay,
Basically,
cool.
it's either a starting weapon or and then either armor or shield
I
or.
have a really hard time not choosing a hammer. Or a battle axe. Or a warhammer for that matter.
As a wizard,
I know, right? Not a very strong wizard either. But
roll with disadvantage every
honestly,
time.
the quarterstaff didn't really do me wrong.
How are we feeling about a double-bladed scimitar?
That sounds sick.
Yes. That's a common weapon. Let's go.
So in your class, it'll tell you the equipment you start with. Is that what you think we should look at?
Yeah.
Okay.
How did y'all do it?
So-
We just started with
your
Yeah.
just
But
with something from that.
yeah,
Whatever your choice is.
I feel like I've played sessions where it's we aren't adventurers yet, we're not combat ready,
Yeah.
and then other ones where it's you just get this stuff.
Yeah, that's basically the idea.
So
It's
mine
just-
says I can get leather armor and I can get a rapier or a simple weapon.
Yeah, exactly.
I think
I'm doing armor I'm getting leather armor. Just FYI. So I think it just raises my armor class by 1.
So the armor too. Yeah, leather armor is 11 plus
The
dex.
thirsty boot.
Yeah, so
I will say any music was overdone by yours truly.
Really?
Wait.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
the music was
The
recorded
music,
by.
Like the music we're hearing right now,
is
and the sound.
The same within
from
the.
the Thirsty Boot, live from the Thirsty Boot.
Wait, the same in the, when we were at sea.
Not at
Okay,
Oh,
okay.
I thought that was the. Oh man.
I was gonna do all original. And
Yeah.
I was like, this is gonna be too much.
Yeah.
I found
Just taverns.
yeah, just.
Yeah, so I'm gonna grab some leather armor and a crossbow. Is that cool?
Great.
Cool.
I think I'm doing the
I
same.
reckon I'll get something too.
Whoa.
Or leather armor and a longbow, and 20 arrows.
Oh hell yeah.
I think that's a. Can we read this right?
Yeah, so you can pick either chainmail or
Yeah.
so that'll be higher. Yeah.
Would you
can do
consider
that, and then
one
you also
item
get
being an explorer's
a martial
pack?
weapon and a shield, or
What's in an
2
explorer?
martial weapons?
It's like 50 feet
Yeah.
of rope,
Fighters are, like,
candles,
all about
a
weapons.
Right,
bedroll.
Hell
Okay,
yeah.
I'm gonna do that too.
How
Go
about
ahead and say I also got leather armor. That brought me up to 13.
Just to be clear, as Grog grabs his leather armor, that is like kind of, I don't know, basically just like padded leather armor. He tears the sleeves off and then kind of
Nice.
frills up the shoulders to show off his boulder shoulders,
Oh, that's
and kind of just naturally. Kind of reaches across the chest and leaves kind of like nail marks,
Ooh,
just
I
to
love
scratch
that.
it up, and it's kind of like, yeah, it's cool.
Yeah,
That's
I like
way
it.
cool now.
It's way
Yeah,
cool
that's
now.
way cool. Yeah,
Your armor
yeah,
class is
yeah,
available.
yeah. And so I drop back down
Until you
to
go
just
lower than where you
unarmored.
started.
Yeah, I take off some of my like flowy shawl, like scarf stuff, and put on the armor, and then put that back on over it. So it's like concealed underneath what I'm wearing.
Love it.
Also, Grog goes to sleep.
Yeah.
Grog's in a bed already.
Yeah, there's like you like next to the closet. There's like a big kind of room with like various. It's like a large room with more than enough cots in it that
Cool.
you guys just like slink into there.
Cool.
I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
you're good.
force
I get to
this
pick
because I'm
one
not
of
gonna
each.
eat
Each of
All-
those
all
things.
of
Yeah.
those things.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think we're doing the packs,
Yeah,
but other
Oh,
than that,
It's
yeah.
like a
Awesome.
dwarf
Awesome.
working in mines.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, the chainmail is going to be the best armor you can get.
For
right
real?
now,
Could
Yeah.
I just say
Okay.
like
Okay.
So
you
the
put pickaxe in
chainmail
there
gives you.
and say it's a
Guide me.
anyone.
Chainmail
Yeah,
gives
like a
you
hammer
Or
a
whatever. Yeah.
just
I feel like as
16
long as it's
AC, but you have
aesthetics-
to have
Yeah,
13
I don't
strength.
really
If it has,
to
Like
use
if
it.
it has the
Yeah.
attributes
I think I'm
of like a
12
hammer,
right now.
There's
You
something
could-
in here called a war pick, but I don't think I'm proficient in war picks. So.
Oh, you're
No,
good. You got
great.
15.
But,
Let's go.
So the only thing
I'll
is
say
you get
it,
16
because
AC,
I'm-
but disadvantage
I
on
can do a
stealth.
hand.
Gotcha.
So if you ever need
Yeah.
to make a
I'll
stealth
give it
check, you
light
roll
hammer
disadvantage
Okay.
because it's
Yeah,
heavy.
I think that works.
Oh wait, actually,
What's up?
warhammer.
I have
It's a warhammer.
so my
A
starting
warhammer,
equipment
yeah, of course.
is
Like a
scale
warhammer.
mail or leather.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Or chainmail if proficient, and I am proficient because of
In
the
heavy armor,
war
yeah.
domain.
Mhm.
So I should probably just take better armor than
big boy.
So
armor.
yeah, it's
If it's
so
available.
it just depends because scale mail gives you 14 plus dex modifier, and then chainmail is just straight 16. So it's just whatever you would get more from, or whatever would look cooler.
right. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, heck. So
How long?
dexterity
It's just
modifier.
like 15 minutes of you
It's-
walking around.
Yeah, well, it's like.
Oh, 13
I
plus
recorded
my
just, like,
dexterity
7
modifier
or 8
as is
different
plus
little, like,
1.
Yeah,
So
So I
you
would
want to
get
take
14.
You want to take
things
chainmail
as if it's just like
'Cause that's
equal
16.
throughout the tower.
so you can only wear chainmail if you have strength 13 though.
And it
Because
just
you have
like
strength
overlaid
13.
over
Then, yeah, you're
people
good.
talking.
Okay.
So the only thing that'll do is that'll give you disadvantage on stealth.
yeah, we don't
because
really
you
have any,
clink, clank,
any
clink,
sneaky
clank,
people.
clink, clank.
Yeah, I'm not sneaky either really.
Bro,
whatever,
Is
man.
anyone sneaky?
I don't.
Hey,
I
dude.
think we're more of like a talker
strong
way out
enough,
of it.
yeah.
True. All right.
Talk
Strong
or
enough
beat
you
our
did-
way.
yeah.
Hold up to one of us.
I grew up in the
cast,
wilderness. I'm
like a
definitely
spell
a
that
little
makes
sneaky.
silence.
You're a little sneaky.
Okay, so I
It's
got
not that smart.
chainmail, and then like you said, a weapon, a simple weapon.
I'll let you guys talk with your fists. I'll follow up with a
Right.
charming word.
You're saying inspirational quotes.
Does
from the
anyone
back.
have like a heavy weapon? You have your club.
It's
I've
not a
just
heavy
taken
weapon,
on a
though.
warhammer.
You are gonna take on a
I have a
warhammer.
warhammer.
I have a crystal ball and a tea.
Cup. And you have
A long sword and a shield, and a light crossbow
okay
stacked. In
What are you thinking about?
a mace or a warhammer because I am proficient with apparently the warhammer, but
one more little scene like this.
Yeah. If that works.
I think
That was
both would
probably
be
my
cool.
plan.
Both would.
Wait, what? So you said you have your
I
club,
have a great club.
which is bludgeoning,
Yeah.
and you got sword, which is slashing.
Yeah.
I'm bludgeoning.
warhammer I'm
So-
guessing is bludgeoning.
Piercing, maybe? We don't have. If you wanted to. But
The-
definitely don't do that.
No, I mean I want to pick something. This might sound silly, but I also kind of want to pick something that like I could have seen my guy use.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
he's very like
Sure.
was in the like kind of on the edge of the woods and stuff like that. So I don't know if a warhammer makes a ton of sense.
What's
But
the
I
other
don't
option
know.
again?
Like a spear? Or...
It says a mace or warhammer, and then my other options are a light crossbow or any simple weapon. So where is there a simple weapons list? Sorry, I'm taking so
Yeah, there
long.
is.
There is
No.
somewhere.
I mean, you could also have a warhammer that like is described as something other than a warhammer, right? Like,
That's
I think
what I'm
like
gonna
great
do.
club. I've basically described my great club as like a totem pole.
We're
Right.
calling.
Which is
But you know what I'm saying?
So
Like as
sick.
long as it
Right,
has
I
the
could-
stats of
yeah,
a
yeah,
great
yeah.
club or
Okay.
the
Here's,
stats of a
here's the
warhammer.
weapons list. So it'll
okay,
have
simple melee, simple ranged.
And then the
Does anyone
martials.
have range? You have a bow.
Crossbow, yeah.
I'm gonna use magic for.
I can throw my produced flame. It's fireball.
Simple melee.
A really weak fireball. Yeah.
Martial.
Actually,
melee.
Alex, I'm not going to take the crossbow. I'm taking a dagger instead.
Yeah.
Do you want me to tell you?
Oh no, I don't.
Yeah,
you,
good.
yeah, I'll just.
Leith er ordnar.
Piercing.
I'm gonna leith er upp.
Lance.
Quavo's just tanking these 72 pounds of equipment.
Are we? Do you foresee us getting into combat now, or do we have like until the next session to kind of figure out what stuff we'll grab out of this room? Up to you.
You're not It might be a surprise.
Yeah, definitely.
So-
You want to be prepared.
Okay, yeah, it's whatever. It's whatever.
So I'm in bed. What are you guys
The
doing?
gauntlet snatchers.
Quavo's also asleep.
Okay, Quavo's in my bed.
Nestled up.
Like a little teddy bear.
There's beds.
I'm and by the way, I'm small spoon.
Yeah, I was about to say, Quavo's definitely big spoon.
Yeah, there's like a room to the right of the closet room. Where it's just like a bunch of cots in there. You guys are sleeping there.
Just gonna pop out real quick and
Yeah.
and say Finnegan, the barkeep,
Yeah.
and say, hey, between you and me, any of these other buildings have floors that'll fall out beneath us that I ought to know about?
He's like kind of cleaning the bar, and he says, "Well, I don't know, Mister. I've only been here just about a week or so. No, that's not true. No, I'm not so sure, Mister. I just started working here, but I really just come here and then I stay here, and I don't really know much about the outside world right now.
Well, all right.
And
Well,
broken
I think
record
so
in
your
this
gym,
town.
Finnegan.
Like the good of this guy's gym.
I'll be talking to you.
Are y'all all sleeping at this point?
We finished rummaging. Yeah. Is there like a sleeping quarters for us?
Yeah. So to the right
Bunk
of the
room.
closet, yeah, there's a bunk room with just like cots that you're sleeping on.
Take my.
And
Enough
so-
cots for all of us,
Enough-
but Grog and
Yeah,
Quavo
for
are still in the
sure.
same
Definitely
bed.
still small spoon.
I sleep like this.
Yeah.
In a chair.
And then you
In a
guys
chair.
take a long rest.
Yay. Spell
Feeling the
slots,
juice.
spell slots.
And
Juice.
maybe unconventional. Sue me. I don't care. You guys advance to level 2.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
You don't have to do all the level 2.
Hell.
I was gonna say I'm gonna
Yeah,
need
not
some
right
time
now.
to do
Yeah,
that.
just
'cause I
wait-
can
wait.
shapeshift now.
Yeah, wait to do that till.
Amazing.
We've
We-
gained this experience, but we haven't had a
yeah.
chance to reflect on
We
it.
spiritually are level
Yeah.
2.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm cool with that.
Okay. So is everybody sleeping? Okay.
I before bed
Yeah.
pull out a set of candles and light them on the floor around me, and light them, and sit there and just sort of like gaze into the fire. And then eventually I pack them up and go to bed.
What sort of witchcraft?
I'm a wizard.
With that look?
I'm definitely the last one to fall asleep.
Yeah.
So you see me like kind of looking into the fire, and it looks like I'm like looking for something, but I'm frustrated. Nothing's there.
Sure.
And I pack it up and go.
I'm mostly disregarding you, but I've got my eyes on the door and the window. I guess we're on underground.
I like it. So, as people start to fade out of the tavern, it gets quiet and you fade into rest.
I cast thematic.
And so, you're awoken in the morning by Finnegan starting his shift. He's taking out the trash.
There's nothing.
And he says, after a nice rest, you wake up and you to him milling about, and he comes and says, well, hey guys, are you guys ready to go now? As if he's waiting to like escort you out of the other entrance of the Thirsty Boot.
Are you coming?
Is he
with
Butters
us?
from South Park?
Yeah, maybe.
I reckon I am.
Yeah.
Sure.
So he leads you out, and like there's like a kind of sewer entrance that he like takes the sewer off in the corridor, and then you kind of hop in, and then you guys hop in behind him, and you kind of walk for a while, and then eventually you get to, I guess, kind of like along. It's kind of like like the northeast point where like that tree is, like still on the main little island. So kind of like near where the cable would be, like right here.
Okay.
Cable.
See what I'm saying? So he kind of spits you out. You're like right here. And he says, "Well, good luck, guys." And then he goes back into the sewer.
What do we see?
Yeah, so around you, you see, so like to the north, you look up and you see Mount Sondor. And the clouds are still dark, but you can like still see the mountain in the distance. And it is extremely tall, and the peak gets kind of lost in the clouds. And before that, you see like some dense wooded forests that are like a dense wooded forest that is kind of at the base and like kind of goes up a little bit of the mountain itself. And then you see a sign that says 2 prayers pass, and it's like a real like decrepit, as if like no one's tended to the sign.
Seeing it ourselves, how does the gondola look?
So you
The gondola's on the other side of
Do we look across?
yeah,
the
so I
river?
guess you look across the river and see the gondola, and it's like in shambles. It's the cable has been snapped, and it's like kind of laying on the ground, like into the water.
I cast fix gondola.
Nice try.
We didn't have it until you leveled us up.
Okay.
Well, all hell. That don't look too good.
Oh, you think you can fix this, Goby?
You know, I got a little spell up my sleeve called mending, but it might take a few mendings before we get this thing going. More time than we got. If this can be fixed by way of individual chain links over the course of multiple spell times, then I can be of assistance.
There is the River District Woodworks nearby or across the river. I don't know if they could fix it or if there's anyone there.
I can describe the gondola a little more. You can like
It's ash.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Did I say it's a gondola? It's just gone.
Gone. Dilla. What
Shut
part
the
did you
fuck
not
up and
get?
go down the run very fast, please.
All right.
so yeah, it's very decrepit. You can see the like cable snapped. It's like one side is laying in the water, and the other has been just like, I mean, since it goes all the way up
Yeah.
to the mountain, it's you can't see the other.
We don't even know if
End
it's
of the
attached
cable.
up there. We don't.
Yeah,
There's
you
no
don't
way
know
to know.
what
So
is. All you see is like a rundown gondola and like a cable just like laying in the river.
is Finnegan still with us?
No, he's back in the sewer.
Freaking.
Had to take out the trash.
I was gonna ask about the river more.
What about it?
Yeah, what about it?
If
Is he going?
so, Prayers Pass is the only way that we know of. The only other way to get up the mountain.
Right.
Didn't know if the the river led anywhere else to get us closer.
The river
or
just kind of leads out to
away from
like
the mountain.
yeah, so you can kind of see from where you're standing, you can kind of see that the river that this is basically just like a little island, and this leads out to the ocean.
Got it.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Got it.
I start walking back to the Thirsty Boot to get another beer. No, I'm just kidding.
Not open yet.
Um,
I'm down with it.
I guess
Shrug
we gotta do it.
downwards.
Do we? Is it? I don't think we have any money, but is there anything else we should maybe buy before we go?
So as everyone's kind of looking over at the gondola, Grog just confidently turns towards Prayers Pass sign, the decrepit one, and kicks it over just to kind of get everyone's attention. Turns back and goes, "Let's do this."
Yeah.
Quavo raises his sword and marches towards him. Kicked over side.
And then I continue to say, like, let's do this hike. This hike is going to be sick, right?
granola grog.
Yep.
Feeling a lot of good energy.
Yeah.
Energy.
All right, so we're going.
So everyone follows
down.
Grog.
I'm
Yeah.
ready.
Yeah, I mean, I look down the path and kind of like heave a sigh and follow right behind him.
I am curious about the path. Is the path like clearly, like, is it a long straight path? Is it meandering? Like, what do we see in the woods?
So you see like
As I've kicked over this sign now.
yeah, so you see the cobblestone kind of ahead of you. It like keeps going for a little bit, and then all of a like not all of a sudden, but like yeah, eventually the like houses and buildings start to disperse, and it gets less and less, and the cobblestone kind of turns into dirt, and there's like a very like decrepit path that kind of leads towards the forest and towards Prayers Pass, and then it like clearly leads into the forest at the base.
But it's like
of
thick
the-
woods. Like
It's thick
You
woods.
can't see. You just see a line of trees.
It's
basically.
like the forest starts probably like half a mile down the path.
Okay, so we see a line of trees, but we don't see any detail of the trail or anything.
No, not once you get to the like once it reaches the trees, it's just dense woods.
Cool.
There's no path.
There's the path.
We
is up,
lose the path.
The path is up until the trees, and then but you're a half mile away. You don't know until you get closer to the trees what you see.
Based on what we can see, or questions we totally asked the night before
Yeah.
to Asdoc, how long do we expect this is? Is this a days-long journey, hours-long journey?
You don't know. He didn't.
Nobody knows.
Yeah, he didn't.
That's true.
He didn't say anything about it.
And then can we see the manor at the top or no?
You know,
like
'cause
where the cable
Shrouded by
leads?
clouds.
yeah, the peak gets kind of lost.
Oh
in the
yeah,
clouds.
that's right.
Shrouded by mystery.
Before we get too far away from the sign, I walk over to it and kind of gently place it back in place so it's standing up again. And then I
I love
proceed
it.
to follow along at the back and continue to look around to our left,
So
right,
you
and
proceed
behind us.
onto Prayers Pass.
I'd like to, on that sign, use prestidigitation just to make a little like X, just like we've been here.
Okay,
Like
I love
X.
that.
Cross it off.
Yeah.
I'd love to. erase
Everywhere
the
we
sign.
go.
One down. One down.
He crosses through
Yeah.
prayers.
Nobody needs to go here after we do. We're fixing the gondola from the top down. Ooh,
Oh my
it's a
gosh,
trophy.
So
dude, we shouldn't have gone this way.
as you walk down Prayers Pass, so you get to so you're walking down the path, right? You're walking down the dirt path. And yeah, you kind of get to the edge of the forest, and you can see the trail that you've been following kind of like trails off a little bit but it's like there's still vaguely a path, but it's really dense woods, and it like gets pretty dark with all the tree coverage, and so but you know that the way to go is up. And so you start walking into the forest up.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, along the way,
I agree.
I've been making multiple X's, like in trees, any extra signs.
That's
trying
good.
to like mark the way back.
Nice.
So,
Do we
yeah.
like looking around? Do we hear like any like movement in the brush or see any eyes or anything like that?
You see, like, every so often there will be, like, some, like, tiny little creatures that you've never seen before that are, like, just like little impish creatures, running around that are, like, what are those? And they're, like, they're kind of creepy, but they're not really, like, of harm because they're just, like, squirrel-sized.
Amazing.
And
None of us have seen these things before.
Yeah, they're just, like, little gremlins or something.
Okay.
They crawl or do they walk?
They walk. They walk.
They
They
tails.
Sure.
What's their armor class?
Do they look like that?
No, they don't look like that. They. No. Yeah, and then so you're walking along for a long while, and you can't really tell anymore. Like, I mean, you trek in the morning, but it's like still with the clouds and all the tree coverage. It's like super dark, and you like can't really tell what time of day it is. And so you've been walking for what seems like a long time, and you've been hearing noises like crows, and it's still very creepy. And then as you continue, it's still dark, and then the ground below you starts to like get a little more damp, and you're like just walking a little more, and it's like kind of starting to trudge along a little more. And then it gets moist, and then it gets like, as you keep walking along, and you've been walking along for a while now, it gets like pretty sloshy and muddy. And as you keep going,
Is the like wildlife changing? Are we seeing different animals, different plants?
you're not really
like,
seeing much. You're like just hearing kind of the same noises, and it's dark, and you can't tell. It's like you just see. Really
So it's just getting muddy.
Yeah, it's just getting muddy.
FYI,
and-
I'm just gonna. Grog produces flame. He's carrying a
Yeah,
little
yeah.
fireball.
Right.
Mostly
Grog
for like
produces flame.
confidence.
Of course. Yeah,
Because he's
yeah.
got dark vision, so he doesn't really need it.
I'll join in on the flame making, and I have a torch.
Yeah.
I'll find any old sticks, but I can make a torch.
I love it. So you guys have lit up the dense, swampy forest at this point. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if this is even a thing. With dark vision, it's getting really muddy.
Yeah.
I just do a quick scan.
Yeah.
360 scan all around
Sure.
us. Is there anything of importance that I
Yeah.
see?
So you see like the ground starting to get muddy. You're like kind of looking at your boots, like what is this? And then you being in the back, you like kind of look ahead of the group who's like kind of looking down, trudging along. But then you look up ahead, and you see the very faintest light up ahead of you. You don't know what it is because the trees are so dark, but you can see some sort of light emitting from like up ahead of you.
Okay.
I'll take some mead.
We stop for a mead break on the
Mead
side of
break.
the road.
I'm sipping from my teacup.
So dainty.
Oh, we can take
Yeah, I mean, I guess we keep walking.
I just get, I just call it out. I say,
Yeah.
what's that? You'll see that over there.
How far away would you say it was?
Yeah,
Uh,
of course we see it.
It's just it's in the distance. It's like it's enough. It's like some sort of light source that you can see is just you can't really even tell how far away it is, but it's like just enough to where you can see it. So as soon as you
I don't have dark vision. It's the only thing
Yeah,
I
I was
can
gonna
see.
say you're like the only one that can't see this.
So as soon as you kind of call that out to the group, you start to kind of notice these like low, kind of like droning like voices, or not voices, like droning noises behind you, like that are kind of around you, like kind of surrounding you, and they're kind of coming from, the noise is kind of coming from all sides of you, and then as you begin walking, all of a sudden you are
So
now-
wait, we do hear them coming. Though.
Oh, you hear
Okay,
them
okay.
coming, then they're getting closer and closer and closer.
I'm looking around. Do I see
Yeah.
anything? Can we see them?
Seem very bad
So-
already right now.
Yeah, as you hear these walking closer to
We're
you,
out.
you see a group of bullywugs that are...
Bullywugs.
Yes, and I can send that in the Discord if you guys don't know what bullywugs are.
Bullywug.
Where's Discord?
This isn't the monster one.
Dude.
They're so funny.
Oh.
So, how do I send this? Why don't I
Please.
just-
Make a channel for Bullywug
Bullywug.
foes.
Okay, there it is.
Oh my god.
So you're surrounded by like, let's say, like 6 of these things.
Oh, abso-fucking-lutely, we are.
Yeah.
And they're
I
just like,
kiss them.
they have that
I love
spear,
you.
One turns into a prince.
and they're, so they have those spears,
Uh-huh.
and then they're like kind of, they don't really like speak. They're
Yeah,
just like glaring at you. And you're surrounded, and like they're like trying to communicate, but they're like aggressive, and so they don't really like. They're just like, and as like you guys have kind of like been backed into a like little group around them, all of a sudden, all of a sudden you hear a voice. A very dainty, nasally voice pop up behind them, and they kind of like part. The bullywug sea kind of parts, and then you see the just twerpiest little nerd bullywug push them aside. He's like half as tall as them, like super skinny, and he's wearing like extremely thick glasses. Like he's just
Okay.
like human thick.
The rest of them are like kind of primitive.
Oh, they're very primitive.
And
But
he
this
is like- okay.
but this one is
Wait
like
a
wearing
second.
glasses. Not like that.
I'm
No,
bad
they're
already.
not. These are like nerd glasses.
Right, and not like that.
Not like that. And,
Is he up on 2 feet?
he's standing on 2 feet like the other bullywugs. But then this one pipes up in perfect common. Well, 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 what do we have here? Yes, the queen will be most pleased with me when she sees these prisoners that I've captured. Bring them now, you idiots, and I will alert the queen. And with that,
Perfect.
Oh my god.
And with
I already have my
With-
first action.
and with that, we end session 1.
That's
Oh,
amazing.
great